Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. It's probably no surprise that New Hampshire's medium house price is at a historic high this month, and New Hampshire's medium apartment rent is up more than 1/3. Take a look at the numbers in these next three graphics. New Hampshire's Realtors House data: a median sales price in July, $530,000. Closed sales in July down 10.5% from 2023. The median household income is just 57% of what's necessary to qualify for a median-priced home with current interest rates. Now, the New Hampshire Realtors Association market report: inventory increased 29% to 2,228 in July of 24, but 10,000 fewer homes then were on the market. And New Hampshire Housing Residential Rental Cost Survey report, their monthly rent and utilities, $1,833, up 36% from 2019. Only 13% of two-bedroom rental units considered affordable. Median salary to afford a two-bedroom apartment, $73,300. With me to brief us on these housing realities are two New Hampshire realtors: Joni McIntyre of Coldwell Banker in Concord, currently president of the New Hampshire Realtors Association, and Susan Cole of Susan Cole Realty Group in Lebanon, the incoming president of the New Hampshire Realtors Association. Welcome to you both. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
How did we get to this point where housing in this state is out of the reach of more and more families, and then they go to rent, and the rents are approaching mortgage monthly costs at the same time? Joni?
So I would say that you should look back to 2008 in the Great Recession. That started the ending of building in the state of New Hampshire. It became too expensive and not enough people to buy.
Right.
So we stopped building, and as a result, inventory has dropped ever since.
Yeah. Sue?
Yeah, I agree with Joni, and when you look at the numbers, it's the lack of inventory has steadily declined, and this demand for the housing has increased.
Well, here, the National, I'm going to keep this up in front of me so I can do the numbers. The National Association of Realtors reports the current 30-year fixed mortgage rate from Freddie Mac is 6.49%. At 6.49%, with 10% down, the monthly mortgage payment on a $400,000 home is $2,273. Are you selling many homes in that price range with that kind of mortgage?
Well, I would say that anything that's coming on, we are selling. With a median price in the state of $530, if we have a house that's around $400, we have really good activity in that house.
And Sue, up in Lebanon too?
Yeah, we are seeing that. I think what we're also seeing is some homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, just which may be normal as we end the summer months. But generally speaking, homes are selling. It just maybe takes a little bit of patience.
Yeah, so just a notation, a $2,000 to $2,200 house mortgage is about the same these days as the cost to rent a two-bedroom apartment in 4 New Hampshire counties, which is amazing. What has to happen to create more affordable housing in New Hampshire? Sue?
I think it's going to be a layered approach. It's going to take several different tactics. We need to really look at our zoning so that it might be helpful and encouraging for builders to build, and I think there's going to be a lot of different factors that we need to look at and be creative. Yeah,
Joni, same question.
I would say the same. I think we need an increase in inventory. You know, if we have more sellers jump into the market, sellers are usually buyers. Yeah. So what we really need is more inventory, and as Susan said, a layered approach. Maybe we can have detached accessory dwelling units by right. That would help. There's not going to be a silver bullet. Another thing we talked about earlier with 3-acre zoning, say, if you could put 3 houses on that 3 acres, that could go a long way to improving the inventory. Now,
you all are living with a new rule from the National Association of Realtors on the commission that you receive on the price of a home. I'm just reading here. It comes from the settlement of a homeowner's lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors that say the commissions are driving up house prices. Are you going to be able to live with this new rule on commissions, or do you already negotiate?
It's always negotiable. It has always been negotiable. So in that sense, there's not going to be a change for us. What is different and what across the country has to happen, if you are a member of the MLS, you no longer can have the commission identified on the MLS. That's been removed.
And we're out of time.
Okay.
I want to thank Susan Cole of Susan Cole Realty, who just spoke, and Joni McIntyre of Caldwell Realty in Concord. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
And if you missed part of this briefing on housing in New Hampshire, you can go to WMUR.com, where it will be posted all this week.